Well, welcome everyone. So great to see you, everyone. There are new faces and there are familiar faces. Thanks for tuning in. Today's all about customer reactivation strategies, how to win them back. Because quite frankly, we are creating the new normal. We are creating the new normal in this new economy. And it's all about, let's get them back.
All right, I'm back in. That was weird.
Oh, are you here? Hi, John. Welcome back.
Yeah, I got kicked out of my own webinar.
Oh, that's not good. You're still the co-host. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. My name is Brigitta Hoeferle. I am the CEO of the NLP Institute of Atlanta. I have built a Montessori school. And hi, Barbara. Great to see you here. Built a Montessori school in 2002. Brought that over from Germany to the United States. The school today is an incredible, very successful Montessori school that I'm out of the day-to-day operations. Woohoo! And I'm just excited to be here on this beautiful Wednesday. It is nice. It's not as hot yet here, but I'm pretty sure there's some folks from Houston here that it's probably already getting really hot over there. So excited that you guys are here. John, thank you for being here yet again.
Yes. So a little bit about my background. I'm John Kurth. I'm president of Syntactic Sales Scripting. I'm highly trained in neuro-linguistic programming, and I'm the author of What Are Your Words Wearing? So part of my content is how you can win more customers and keep them coming back in an authentic way. I like to say I take a hard sell and transform it into a heart sell. So Brigitta, what are we going to be talking a little bit more about today about customer reactivation strategies?
Yes, I'm going to start with the mindset of a reactivated customer. A reactivated customer is someone that's already bought from you. So I've been going with a restaurant analogy over the past few days, and I'm going to continue with that analogy, and of course it goes into any profession. Had a call with a new customer, a new client of mine this morning who is a dentist. Again, there's also my dentist office is closed. They're not going to see me until all of this craziness is over. So it's really about how are you tapping into the customer that you have had that is maybe a raving fan, a loyal customer, because once a buyer, always a buyer. A buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Say it with me. A buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Correct. And it's the impact that you made in the front end, and it's the care that you're taking care of them during this time, during this creating this new normal. So the biggest psychological hurdle has been crossed because they purchased from you before. You don't have to convince them right now of what the quality is. You have to stay in touch with them, build a relationship with them, or continue to build the relationship with them that they will come back, that you're reactivating them. When we go with the analogy of the restaurant, what are you doing right now that you are taking care of them? Some of my clients who have restaurants and friends that have restaurants are doing home cooked meals, and you can pick them up curbside and pay via PayPal or pay via credit card. There's no interaction. There's a physical distancing to keep the space and the safety, and yet they're staying in touch with the people that I'm going to mute everyone real quick, with the people that have bought from them before. So it's all about you becoming creative. May you be in restaurant, may you be in dentistry, may you be in any other profession and industry, of how do you stay in touch with your clients, your customers, and how do you keep them raving fans, and what will you do that will bring them back in once we are reopening our doors? What they have paid for before does not matter. That they are loyal customers and that you take care of them really, really matters. I'll tell you really quick, one big lesson that I have learned early in my years when I built my Montessori school is to create a love for my customers. And that's what brought people back to me. So right now in the chat box, why don't you go ahead and say, I reactivate my customers. I love my customers. I reactivate my customers, or I love my customers. Put it in the chat box right now, because it is a declaration. It is such a simple concept, and yet it is so, so powerful. John.
Good. All right. I'm not seeing the slides.
Oh, well, I got so carried away with you being back on that I forgot to share my slides.
Okay. All right. So you cover the mindset. All right. Okay. Creating scripts. So you need to create special scripts for reactivating your customers. Now, the definition of a script is simply this: words in sequence that have meaning. So if you're talking and making sense, you're using a script. If you're talking and not making sense, you're talking in gibberish. Mumbo dog face banana patch is gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. So it's not whether you're using scripts or not, is how powerful and persuasive are your scripts. Now you may be asking yourself a question: why do I need to overhaul my scripts? Well, first of all, winging it is a recipe for disaster. Winging it is a recipe for failure. Don't wing it. 2, during this pandemic, your scripts that were working before aren't working now. And even if they hadn't changed, you still need to go through this overhauling process, because your customer's ability and willingness to listen is limited. People's attention spans have been getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So you cannot waste your time or their time. So this process of going through your customer reactivation scripts is essential. Brigitta, let's talk about mindset of reactivation.
Yeah, so what is your mindset around your customers? What are the blocks that you possibly have? Perhaps you're like one of my clients that says, you know, why should my customer buy from me right now? Do they really have the money to do so? This is a limiting mindset, and it takes a reframe, it takes a shift to see it from the other side. Because I asked her that question. I said, T, I'm not going to give her full name. I said, T, do you realize that the product that you're selling to your customer, which is a cosmetic product, women want to look good on Zooms. You might see me from top here. You don't know that I'm wearing yoga pants right now. That's totally out of the question. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I said, do you understand that people want to have a pretty lipstick, that women want to have some kind of lashes, that they look good? Because gals and guys, anything that we can use right now to make us look good on these Zoom calls, I will take it. So I reframed it for her on, well, people are not necessarily buying cosmetics right now. Guess what? I went to CVS with a mask on and gloves. It's pretty much sold out. People are buying everything. And on the flip side, they're also saving money on not going to Starbucks, not eating out, not going to, you know, H&M and TJ Maxx and to the mall and putting money out for stuff that they really don't need. So be very intentional of how you speak to your clients and tap into a problem that they have. So be mindful of what your mindset is around your reactivation of your customers. Also, another thought that I have heard from my clients is, well, they just think I want their money. Okay, not if you love and care your customers. Remember what I said earlier, when you love and care for your customers and you're giving them value and you're there for them and you check in with them, they want to buy from you. Everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. Remember that. Everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. And when you love and care for your customers, that will remove those blocks, and that will also help you shift that kind of mindset. John.
Good. One other thing I'd like to add, in NLP, we talk about calibrating on behavior. You went to CVS and all the cosmetic stuff was sold out. Calibrate on behavior, which means if you're selling cosmetics, people want to look good on Zoom. So focus on that, not what you're seeing on the news, not what you're hearing in the hearsay. calibrate on the behavior of your clients. So
Yes.
also part of the restructuring process or reactivation process is the top 10 sales analysis process the pros use. This is what I take my advanced clients through. This is what you need to go through right now for your business. I'll cover some of the highlights. First of all, you have to present your sales arguments convincingly and effectively. You must make your words matter convincingly and effectively, because now you need to frame your product or service as a must-have. If I'm still doing Zoom calls with my clients, and perhaps I'm a lady, I want to look good for my fellow coworkers and my clients. That is now a must-have. That's not a nice-to-have. 2, you need to list the selling points you normally use. The next part is really important. You must rank the selling points you use on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 to 10. You got to be totally ruthless. How do you rank those? Then you must list buying arguments and customer expectations from the customer's point of view. You may think this benefit that your product or service has is great. Well, you may think it that way, but what does the customer think about it? What does the customer feel about it? It's their feelings, their perception of it that determines whether it's a valid sales point or sales argument or not. Also, you got to find out what your competitors are doing. How do you stack up against your competitor's sales argument? Well, one thing I would like to, before, you didn't have much competition. Now, since people are a little more potentially tight-fisted or a little more conservative about their buying, you are now competing against multiple competitors, even the competitor of the status quo, and doing nothing. So we have to focus on those. Those are just a couple of the key points of the 10-step sales process the sales pros use. There isn't enough time to go through all of it. It is a detailed process, but once you go through it and we guide you through it, then you've been able to craft your powerful and persuasive customer reactivation scripts that you can use going forward. Brigitta, what are some of your additional ideas on the need to overhaul your selling scripts?
Yes. Remember, guys, the law of requisite variety. The person with the most flexibility controls the system. So flexibility is your friend right now. Being flexible in how you are communicating with your customers, how you are reactivating, how you are taking care of them, how you're continuing to build relationships with them, being aware of what your negative or your limiting belief might be around, do they really want to spend money on me? Start writing down some of those limiting beliefs and look for reframes. A reframe is a how else can you look at this and look at an opportunity rather than a challenge. It takes practice, and a coach can help you with that, but really looking at what are the opportunities and what can you do to continue to take care of your customers so you reactivate them right now and as we are moving forward. And everything that we have talked about today, like John said, there's not enough time in 15 minutes. However, we do have other courses that we're going to go deeper into those strategies. And specifically, John is going into
I'm flexible, John, Tom, I'm co-hosting it.
Right? The top 10 sales analysis that he just went through. So I'm super excited about what's ahead. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the customer acquisition strategies for the new economy. So you definitely don't want to miss that one. And I want to invite you to stay open of what's about to come, to continue to learn, to continue to pour into yourself, to continue to invest in yourself, and to share what you have learned with others. Bring them back, bring them onto our next courses and our next classes. And as I said, Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You're welcome, welcome, welcome to touch base with us on the NLP Atlanta Instagram and Facebook page. There were some great questions that people are having, and I'm having some conversations with you offline via email. So again, thank you for being here. This was it for today. John, any last comments?
No, stay tuned. This is the process that we're sharing with you is going to help you thrive in this new economy. So tune in tomorrow, be open to more of the learnings and what else is coming.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to stop sharing my screen. Let's see if I can make that work. Yes. So customer acquisition is tomorrow. And for some reason, there we go. There we are. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye now.